Draymond Green literally laughed at that $50,000 fine for tampering Devin Booker. Best 50 G's he ever spent. Devin Booker on the Warriors? That would ignite another dynasty. But hold up. If Book demanded a trade, there would be multiple teams after him. Suns fans will say, Booker is happy in Phoenix, thank you. They played great in the bubble. The Suns finally have talent and excellent coaching. However, there is one big reason just reported that could make Booker demand a trade out of Phoenix. In this video, we will reveal that issue, decide where he fits best, and what trade makes sense. Welcome to AM Hoops, it's Casey. Hit subscribe, hit notification bells, because we're coming out with 5 videos per week at 5 Eastern. That has got to be worth at least a subscribe. For some people, it's more. And those people are called the Patreon supporters of AM Hoops. They are bringing you this video today, specifically Mark Malazarte, who gets a shout out because he is a Patreon member. Also, it was his birthday. He was like, hey, can you send me a personalized happy birthday video message, which I was very happy to do. Patreon subscribers, I am a resource to them. We just had a guy, The Drip Station is the name of his YouTube channel. He's starting up his channel. He wants to pick my brain about everything about starting a channel and making it successful. So I am a resource to him. My Patreon people, those are my community. Now, I respond to as many comments as I can. I respond to as many IG and Twitter DMs, but the first thing I do is check the Patreon DMs. So if you want to be a Patreon, check it out. Link in the description below. Draymond Green went on a $50,000 rant on TNT that started all of this.
Get my man out of Phoenix. It's not good for him. It's not good for his career. Sorry, Chuck, but they got to get Book out of Phoenix.
Okay, I get dude wants to make a Kendrick Perkins level debut on TV, but that was spicy. People immediately pointed out, Booker just signed a huge deal. He's got 4 years left. The Suns played great, and Book took a leap under Monty Williams. But what they missed was what always takes down Phoenix, Robert Sarver. ESPN just reported the team owner wants to cut salary and save money. Instead of getting better and paying to keep their own players, the team owner wants to be cheap. Sarver already just sold the Suns' G League team to the Pistons due to a financial crunch. And if this is true, then Devin Booker may have to leave the Valley to win. And that's exactly what Draymond Green was saying. He loves Devin Booker's game, but he hates to see it wasted in a losing culture. This proves that no matter how much you get right, it is impossible to overcome a bad team owner. The good news for Suns fans, if they trade Devin Booker, they'll get back a ton. The Thunder got 5 first-round picks and a good young player for Paul George. Booker is just 23 years old, an all-star and improving. He was the second best player in the bubble and made his teammates better. The only way the Suns would trade him is if he demands a trade. That could happen too if he sees what Draymond sees. All right, so let's get into these trades. And the first thing you always have to figure out in a trade is, what is this guy's trade value? How much is he worth in a trade? And the answer for Booker is a lot, like maybe a historically high trade value. I'd expect the very minimum that they get back is 4 first-round picks unprotected and a great young player. Anything less, he is not leaving Phoenix. So let's go through some fun but realistic trades, and then we'll end with the one trade I would make if I was running Phoenix. The first trade, the Golden State Warriors. Why not? Draymond's tampering, how would it work? The Dubs trade Andrew Wiggins, Eric Pascal, 4 first-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. My God, that's a ton. On the Warriors, Booker is kind of redundant. Let's be honest. Another guard who can close games, a great shooter. I mean, this isn't Kevin Durant, who complements the Warriors' talent. But still, Stephen Curry handling the ball with Klay Thompson and Devin Booker in a 3-guard lineup would be unstoppable offensively. Also, Devin Booker is 23 years old and the Dubs core is all over 30. This could set them up with a franchise player going forward. There's no doubt the Suns are worse, built around Andrew Wiggins and not Devin Booker, but this is about those picks. The Western Conference is beyond stacked right now. This strategy would be more about saying, hey, we're not going to win a title in this era. We're going to wait for 5 years with a new talented core if they draft right. The Minnesota Timberwolves get Devin Booker to pair with Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. The Suns get James Johnson, Jarrett Culver, Jake Layman, and 5 first-round picks. Similar to the Golden State deal, the Suns are worrying about the future here. They're gonna be like 2027 champs with this trade if they draft right. This isn't win now. They get back Jarrett Culver in this deal, who was disappointing as the 6th overall pick, but he showed promise late in the year. This is mainly about those 5 draft picks, which is the most they can hope for. And actually, I hate this trade for the Timberwolves. They get another below average defender who's excellent on offense. You don't win that way. I know people love Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Lo on the same team, but they will be one of the worst teams in the West next year. Devin Booker doesn't change that. This is a trade Minnesota would make to keep Cat happy. But if they do this, it will ensure another 10 years of awful, losing Timberwolves basketball. The Brooklyn Nets get Devin Booker for Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris after a sign-and trade, Karis LeVert, and 4 first-round picks. This trade kind of straddles the future and the present for Phoenix. Karis LeVert has shown again that he can be the best player on a playoff team in the East at least. In the bubble, without Kyrie and KD, LeVert scored 25 points per game on 48% shooting and 7 assists. And he's older than you might think at 26. So the Suns would be getting a guy in his prime. Spencer Dinwiddie, obviously in his prime, he would be excellent leading the bench unit, and Joe Harris is a walking bucket. This trade makes the Suns deeper and a playoff team. It also sets them up for the future with those draft picks. On the Nets, Booker is a great compliment because he doesn't need the ball in his hands. Kyrie can play point with Book at the 2. A big 3 of KD, Kyrie, and Devin Booker would be favored to win the East and maybe an NBA title. But the trade the Suns should make out of all of these is the Sixers trading Ben Simmons and a first-round pick for Devin Booker. This is the trade I would make if I was running the Suns. For the first time, Phoenix is not trading for the future at all. This is all win now. I actually think Ben Simmons is the better player here, but Philly has to throw in a first rounder because at this point you gotta consider Ben Simmons somewhat injury prone. On the Sixers, Booker is paired with an elite big man in Joel Embiid. Finally, the Sixers' chemistry and spacing questions are answered. In the East, Devin Booker goes to the playoffs every year the rest of his career, and the Suns make the playoffs too with Ben Simmons. Right now, everyone hates Brett Brown coaching Ben Simmons. Monty Williams would be fantastic. He would convince Ben to finally shoot a little, and he would use him in creative ways. Ben Simmons would be surrounded by the shooting of Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, Mikal Bridges, and Kelly Oubre Jr. He also would share a front court with DeAndre Ayton, who really improved in the bubble, and Simmons would lift the Suns' defense. That is a force in the West. Like I said off the top, none of this happens unless Devin Booker demands a trade. And I know Suns fans, you looked really good in the bubble, undefeated. There's talent and good coaching around Devin Booker finally. But again, you have a bad owner. He is cheap. I know it's crazy, but I think legit Devin Booker trade rumors could come soon. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.